All right, so we've talked about our sidewalks. We're going to talk about a street now, okay? So if you want to put down street lines, okay, to show that it's a divided street, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up with this right vanishing point right now, and I'm just going to make a couple of lines flat on the street. They're not going to be real far apart. I'm just going to do like this, though. Okay? And if you want them to be a dotted line, what you have to do is you have to line up with your left vanishing point. Okay? And I'm just going to take and I'm going to draw these lines every so often. And I'm just making sure that I'm lined up with my vanishing point each time I draw a line. And as you go off further in the distance, you're going to notice that they get closer together and shorter. Okay? So I'm not going to go all the way back, but you kind of get the idea. Now, what you can do at this point is just erase every other one. Okay? And you get that divided line in your street. Okay? Now for windows, if we want to put in windows on one of our buildings, let's take a look at this big center building, for instance, real quick. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my triangle with the bottom edge of my paper again. Okay? And I'm going to just put vertical lines going down this building. Okay, and you can do the same thing. Now, if they're closer to us, they're going to be spaced a little bit more, and they'll just get a little bit closer together at the back of the building than they are at the front. Okay, not a lot, not super drastic. I'm just going to put these vertical lines on my building going all the way across. Okay, and you can keep doing this. I'm not going to do them all the way across right now, just to kind of save a little bit of time, but you can keep going all the way across if you want later. Okay. Now when we're adding windows, this is really pretty simple. If I'm on the left side of the building, I'm lined up to the left vanishing point over there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line across my building like this, and each time I'm lining up with my vanishing point. Okay? Like so. And I'm just trying to make these windows look about the same size. All right. And I can keep doing this all the way down. I'm going to go down towards the middle, and I'm going to do a few at the bottom as well, just to show you how it changes. I'm going to do a few down here. All right. So what we notice is there's a few things that are happening. Up here at the top, our buildings look like, or our windows on the building look like they're slanted down this way. At the middle, it looks like it's almost right on our eye level, okay, because our eye level is cutting right through that building. Down here, it looks like it's sloping upwards, okay, because we're looking down at it. So what you can do at this point, you don't have to keep every single window if you don't want to. What you can do if you would like, you can erase, certain levels if you want to make it look like there's only windows on certain levels of the building. Okay, if you want to, you can erase every other window. Oops. Let's see. I'm erasing too much. Okay, so you can have it looking several different ways. If you want the whole side of the building to just be solid windows, that's cool too. You can do that. Okay. To add in a door. Add in a door. I want you to do this with me as well. Okay. Add in a door. And I'm going to do it on this little building over here. I'm going to put in a couple vertical lines. Like so. Maybe one right in the middle. Ish. Alright, see how I got that? Going to connect the top of these to my vanishing point. Like so. What I have right now is doors that look like they're closed, like double doors. You can put handles on them. If you want it to look like your door is open, it's pretty easy too. Depending on which door you want, you just line up with the opposite vanishing point. Okay? So what I would do is, I'm just going to erase a little bit there. What I would do is from the top corner of this first door, right here, I'm going to take and line up with my left vanishing point. And I'm going to draw a line coming out this way towards my sidewalk. Okay? I'm going to do it from the bottom of the door as well, coming out towards my sidewalk. Okay? And then we'll put a vertical line to connect the two. Now what I do at that point is erase my leftovers. Okay, and you've got a door that's open. You can kind of color this in back here a little bit if you want to show a little bit of depth. You can add the handle back on the door. Okay. The last thing I'm going to show you for right now is how to find the center of a building in perspective. Okay, so I'm going to do it with this building over here. And you can do this with any object. It doesn't just have to be a building. Any four-cornered object, you can find the center of it really easily. And the easiest way to find the center, if it has four corners, is to just draw an X. Now, if you just have a square like this, okay, it's obviously not in perspective, and our X is right here at the center dividing our square. Okay, and all our quadrants of our square should be roughly the same size. Now I just drew this in like 2 seconds, so it's obviously not. But when you're drawing in perspective, your center of your object looks a little bit different. It looks like it's pushed back a little bit. Okay, so that's why it's important to be able to find the center of your actual object. So on this front of the building, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw an X from corner to corner, and I'm going to draw this lightly. Okay. I'm going to draw this in really lightly. Like so. And right there, where the two lines meet, that's the very center of that front face of my building. So I'm going to take my triangle and line it up vertically, and I can draw in the vertical dividing line. So what you'll be able to find, and you'll see this a lot easier on buildings that are wider, but this side of the half, okay, the right half is going to be bigger than the left half, just because it's in perspective. You can also divide it in half this way, from top to bottom, if you line up with the vanishing point. Boom. Okay? There's a lot more that we're going to talk about. We can talk about, adding street lamps, okay? And let's just say I wanted to have a street lamp like right here, okay? And I'm just going to draw this in freehand, okay? And I wanted to have them going down the sidewalk. If I wanted to do that and them look correct, I'd have them lined up to my vanishing point, okay? So I just draw in this line, and they would line up, and they would get smaller as they go in the distance, okay? And they would get closer together as they go in the distance. So you just keep drawing them in there. This one would probably be more like here. And they get closer together as they go further in the distance. Okay? To make it really accurate, you can do it from the bottom of the street lamp too, to make sure that your lines are all nice and lined up. Okay? All right.